Rick Shiels tries out a Mr. Beast type video, Corinna stirs the pot within Good, Micah's new secret weapon, and much more on today's episode of the YouTube Golf Rundown. Welcome to the Golf Clan, your home for YouTube golf news. Looks like I'm staring directly into the sun, so if I'm squinting, just know that if it looks bright for you, it's brighter for me. Apparently I'm working on my tan today. Who knows? My hair looks ridiculous. GM Golf recently posted a video with Corinna taking on Steve and Grace in a match. Video's performing extremely well on Garrett's channel. And if you look at Garrett's channel recently, first of all, he's trending toward 1 million subscribers. And 2 out of the last 3 videos are with Corinna. Corinna in the title, Corinna in the thumbnail. And they're performing extremely well. So who would have thought bringing Corinna into the fold is helping Garrett's videos perform even better. And apparently Corinna picked up golf a few months ago. I didn't know that, but I'm learning a lot in the comment section. She's a decent golfer for that short of a time frame. I mean, she has a little bit of a fade. Her swing's pretty decent, and people really enjoyed seeing her play with Garrett. But you clicked on this video, right? Corinna's bad for Garrett. And watching this match start off, I was like, man, like she's really bad for Garrett. He's moving in the wrong direction. It's bad to have her around. And it started off and it was pretty tough. I was thinking, man, he's distracted. His eyes and his head are wandering off in other directions. He's got to get a grip, and made a lot of bad swings, bad shots in the video. And I was thinking he can't play with her around, but he really salvaged it. He managed to come in clutch and clutched up a little bit, ended up by the end of the video playing pretty well. So he figured out how to kind of play with Corinna around, and it was an entertaining match to see him take on Steve and Grace. I'm not going to spoil how it ended, but there should be more coming from this series. That's all I'm going to say. Reading some of the comments, what do you like? Corinna's a very polarizing topic. First of all, my question to you is, do you think that this is just a social media business play? Do you think Garrett and Corinna are kind of, I don't want to say using each other, but are they is this more of a business type of arrangement than personal? And then secondly, do you think Corinna's bad for good? What do you think? Do you think it matters? Does it not matter? Is it good for good? Maybe bringing in more viewers. We'd love to hear what you think down below. In other GM Golf news, he recently played at Bay Hill and played from the tips with a PGA Tour Canada player and shot an even par 72. So I know in one of my recent videos that I took a lot of flack for where I ranked Garrett. Shooting 72 from the tips at Bay Hill, I mean, the guy can play. There's no doubt about it. Moving on to Bob Does Sports, and I might need to go get a pair of sunglasses here. This is hopefully it's not bad for you watching, but it's certainly bright for me. It's like driving right into the sun. Bob Does Sports visits Canada and adds behind the scenes content. Finally, they've been talking about this. Bobby Fairways has been talking about this. When is Bob Does Sports gonna maybe add another videographer and then just start kind of documenting the whole experience? Because usually what we see is we see the final videos on Bob Does Sports, they're on course, and then if you follow Brilliantly Dumb on Instagram, you can catch a little bit of snippets of like Fat Perez rolling over in bed after a hangover and growling like a bear, but that's all we get. And now finally we're getting that full access behind the scenes type of content, and I gotta say, at least for me, this did not disappoint. I found myself that when I was watching the video, by the time that they actually went to the golf course, I felt like it was almost a letdown. I would have preferred to just keep hanging around the Bob Does Sports crew and watching all their shenanigans off the course, like leaving a suitcase at the airport, like dropping a Slurpee in the Sprinter van. It's constant chaos. So good on Bob Does Sports for finally adding this behind the scenes content. And me personally, I would love to almost separate it, just have on-course videos and then have travel series videos or behind the scenes series content where it's just the guys off the course. That's my opinion. For some reason, I was cracking up watching FP do cannonballs in the pool. I don't know if that's bad, but yeah, that was hilarious to watch him repeatedly just do those cannonballs into the pool. Great job, Bob Does Sports. Keep it up, and we have a lot to look forward to with the Bob Does Sports Rick Shiels content coming soon to the Bob Does Sports channel. Sorry, Benjamin. I'm sure that your life is nightmare right now with all that editing content, but it's going to be phenomenal once it drops. Grant Horvat posted a match with BustaJack and Micah. those four just really mesh well together. They're all easygoing. They're all very good golfers, and it's a compelling product. So chalk another one up for Grant dipping his fingers into the honey jar of group golf content. If it ain't broke, you know what they say. Don't fix it. Coming up, we can expect to see Grant's custom drop with Primo Golf on September 5th. I'm really curious to see how this does. Primo is a brand that I've been following on Instagram before they signed an agreement with Micah and Grant, and they've just they were making joggers before Good made joggers. So it's a good golf apparel brand that's been on social media, and now partnering with Micah and Grant to have custom pieces, I think it's going to take them to the next level. So excited to see how his boat series does with the Primo drop. And if you're interested, keep an eye out on September 5th if you want to grab some pieces. Grant's new series, The Cut, started off at Innisbrook, the Copperhead course. And The Cut, if you're unfamiliar with Grant's new series, he is going to be traveling, playing PGA Tour courses, and attempting to play from where the pros play and play one round, 18 holes, stroke play to see if he could make the cut. It was a great first kickoff episode at Innisbrook, and coming up, we can expect to see him at Bethpage Black. I can't wait for that episode. It's going to be fantastic. Off the course, we saw Grant travel to Utah to go to Matt Sharp's wedding and support Matt and Maddie, and it looked like he had a great time and also hung out with the guys outside of the wedding as well. So Grant looks to be in, Grant seems to have repaired his relationship with Good since his departure, and you have to think that Grant and Garrett are planning some type of collab. You just have to. Okay, my eyes are squinting like George Bush, but we're going to keep pressing on. Rick Shiels made a Mr. Beast style type of video giving away 10,000 pounds to the first golfer out of 4 average mid-handicap golfers to make birdie. This was a really interesting video because it's just different than what Rick Shiels usually puts out. I think he's experimenting. He's trying something different. He's trying the Mr. Beast type of approach, give out money, do something shocking, make it very short, quick cuts, fast-paced content, and it's a test because if it does well, if it outperforms his other content, if he reaches more than the typical golf viewership on YouTube, maybe he'll reinvest and start giving away more money and keep growing it. Who knows? So far, it doesn't look like the video is performing better than his typical content in terms of views, but the engagement is off the charts. And so right now at 194,000 views on the video, it has almost 900 comments, which is crazy. One of his recent videos had about 800 comments and 775,000 views. So the engagement is off the charts. I think people really enjoyed this. It was interesting to see the decisions that Rick made to kind of speed up the video. This easily could have been dragged out into a 45-minute video where you follow them around until one of them makes birdie. Rick didn't want that to happen. He wanted to try out something that's super quick, knowing that if non-golfers are watching this video, they may lose interest. He needs to deliver on that promise of giving away 10,000 pounds before he loses the attention span of the audience. So he kept it moving along very quickly. His editing team made it very, they skipped over some bad shots and just fast forwarded. And it was a quick hitting video that paid off in terms of the engagement. The views, we'll see how it goes, but in terms of the engagement, everybody really rallied around these 4 average golfers because it was so relatable. These guys are struggling, they're nervous, they're lipping out potentially for 10,000 pounds. It's a lot on the line. It's not life-changing money, certainly for people that play golf and can afford to play golf, but it's a start. And if Rick's goal is to reach non-golf viewers, I think there's 2 easy ways to do it. One is this type of video where he's giving away a lot of money, and then he can just try to give away more money, and if the videos keep doing well, just reinvest that life-changing money and sharing people's reactions through golf. 2 is the mixing in other sports into golf approach, which we've seen from people like Dude Perfect, GM Golf, Bro5 back in the day. Even Foreplay has made some of these challenge type videos, a little bit like Big Break-esque type of videos, mixing in different elements and kind of, I don't want to say evolving golf or making golf less golf focused, but that's pretty much what it is. So I'm curious to see if Rick wants to also try out that approach in the future, mix in other sports and see if that brings in an audience that's wider than the typical golf audience. Looking forward on Rick's channel, we can expect to see more Bob Does Sports content. I can't wait to see that. I'd hope to see some type of off-course extra content when they go and hit the pubs up, when they do the Guinness Challenge, but we'll see, so stay tuned for that. Good is currently releasing one video every single day from its tour across the U.S., starting in New York, and I went out to the New York meetup, made a video on my channel covering that, and then they set off for New Jersey, and that's where this series starts. So they played in New Jersey, they played in Ohio and Michigan, and as of right now, today it's Sunday, so a new video will be posted soon, but right now the most recent video was posted from Kentucky, and the teams are Steve, Matt, and Garrett. Wow, it feels nice to actually close my eyes not looking at the sun. Against Luke, AJ, and Bubby, and they're capturing the states. So whichever team gets more states wins. And thus far, it's looked a bit mismatched. So Steve, Matt, and Garrett have struggled a little bit. I'm not going to spoil the results of individual videos, but people have been saying that the teams are not fair. The twist in this video is that Bubby took off for a Pro-Am to go play in the BMW Championship Pro-Am with Tommy Fleetwood, which we can expect to see that video coming soon. I can't wait to watch Bubby tee it up with Tommy Fleetwood. And since Bubby stepped out, CEO Matt Kendrick has stepped in. This was a surprising twist, but I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. Kendrick really fits in well with the guys. For someone who is a CEO, he really feels like an older brother kind of to the guys. I don't want to say uncle because that's not the right, but he feels like an older brother. Gee, Merry Christmas. He feels like an older brother to some of these guys. Wow, I'm just going to roll with that. Because he meshes well and he can jab the guys. The guys jab him back, especially Steve. So the Steve and Matt Kendrick beef is some of the best that I've seen on the Good channel. We need more of that. We need to have that a series. We need an 18-hole match, Steve versus Kendrick, because it's just too good. It's just too good. I love it. And it was great to see Kendrick in this video. Ended up being a really entertaining video. We saw a little bit of everything, including Quan being sorry for being too good, AJ being upset, but in an incredibly nice way. I mean, he's like a Disney character. And then great behind-the-scenes vlog content from the bus tour. Really good stuff from this latest Kentucky video. Stick around and watch the finish. I'm not going to give it away, but great finish in this video. And Bubby also shared on Instagram that there will be a Good Extra Warehouse series coming soon. So once the warehouse is done, we've seen some updates, some highlights with the simulator, the basketball court, this putting green. It looks like it's going to be unbelievable for content, like a content house. And the Good Extra channel is ready and primed to just load into that type of content. As I've talked about in this channel, Brad Dahlke recently officially joined Good, is going to be taking over a big role of the extra channel, sort of like Good Labs and Grant in the past. So Brad's going to be doing a lot of instructional videos, helping out some of the guys, trying to get them better. And I expect to see a lot of that happen in the warehouse, starting at the simulator and then going to the course. Peter Finch recently released a video at the site of the Ryder Cup at Marco Simone in Italy. How hard does this course look? I mean, if you start missing into this high stuff like Pete did, I mean, these clips right here of him trying to hit the ball out of the tall stuff, some of the best stuff I've seen. It sounds bad, but it's just so deeply relatable to be hacking it out of the tall heather and not getting it out. And watching Pete struggle was really good content. It just was. He was absolutely grinding and getting beat up by this course. I've never even heard of an octuple bogey. I didn't expect to see Pete make a 12, but props to Finch for doing that and not snapping a club in half. He kept good spirits about it for making a 12. And then 2 holes later, nearly makes a hole-in-one. Imagine had he made a hole-in-one, he frames that scorecard. And 2 holes before the 1, you see a 12. That would have been all-time. Really enjoyed this video from Pete Finch. A little preview of the Ryder Cup course. And his content is just getting better and better. It really is. He's got a dynamic. He's figured out his personality on camera. And it's very entertaining to watch him play. And his personality has just developed, and that presence on camera has gotten better and better. So watching that 12 was one of my highlights of the week. So thank you, Finch. Enjoyed that. Micah Morris played a match against PGA Tour player Ryan Gerard. This video has not performed as well as some of the other videos on Micah's channel, and it may be a little bit surprising to you. Look, he's playing an 18-hole match play against Ryan Gerard, PGA Tour player. But I think where we're at with the state of YouTube golf is that playing against a PGA Tour player in a video doesn't mean the video is going to skyrocket, especially on someone's channel like Micah, which is as big as it is. It has to be against a big name. It has to be, hey, Micah takes on this big name PGA Tour player. We've seen it from BustaJack. BustaJack's Max Homa video skyrockets, right? If you're going to take on someone from the PGA Tour, it almost has to be a well-recognized name. Otherwise, the video is just kind of so-so. That's the state of YouTube golf. It's just the bar just keeps going higher and higher and higher and higher. That being said, I think the viewers really enjoyed watching this match against Ryan Gerard. Very kind of likable guy, soft-spoken, doesn't have a big ego, good game. Rooted for Micah, but was still competitive. And the match was great. I'm not going to spoil who won the match, but Micah played very solid golf and kept it close. Could he potentially have pulled the upset? I'm not going to spoil it. You're going to have to go and watch that video, but good content from Micah. We also hear Ryan say at the end of the video that Micah is on the right track, that he has the pieces, that he has flashes of brilliance. So Ryan was saying, look, I understand what it's like to be on the mini tours. I was once there. Keep grinding, keep going. I think that Mike is determined as ever to keep this up. I know we've talked about that in the past. Should Micah continue pursuing professional golf? It seems that he is. And we also learned in Grant's recent video, collabing with BustaJack and Micah, that Micah apparently has a new swing coach. So secret weapon, Micah has a new swing coach. I don't know who that is, but he's also working out with Joey D, which is the same guy down in Florida who Justin Thomas is working out with. So Micah is taking all the steps. I know I'm struggling. Sorry, guys. Jeez, these eyes need some water drops or something. Micah is taking all the right steps to level up his game. New swing coach, same strength coach, workout coach as Justin Thomas. Relocating down in West Palm Beach area, I mean, that's the hotbed for where pro golfers train and practice and play year-round weather. So he's starting to play in a mini tour event every week. You have to think that he's putting the right steps in if he wants to continue pursuing professional golf. Surely he played well against Ryan Gerard. I thought it was funny when Ryan had mentioned good in the video. That was like a little bit of a kind of awkward moment.
Oh, good action. Pick it up. Good for the fans of Micah's previous life.
I'll take it.
Nice to slide good in there. Brian Bros recently posted a 2v2 match with Grant against Fat Perez and Josh Kelley. This match was some of the best I've seen. It's always entertaining to watch FP play, watch FP play at his home club. You mixed in Josh Kelley there, hole-in-one trick shots. He's got a lot of game, and him and FP really gelled well together. And then you got Grant and George, who weren't having their best day golfing, trying to battle and play against these guys who were just on fire. It was really entertaining. I don't want to spoil the ending there. I thought it was funny how Josh was kind of coming up with these one-liners to kind of get in George's head a little bit. A little bit of trash talk from Josh, and I enjoyed seeing that. I think we need more of that in the YouTube golf space. But yeah, some comments were saying, hey, maybe that was a little too far. But I enjoyed that. And then this video has also come into controversy because of the thumbnail. The thumbnail cut out Josh Kelley. It was Grant and George playing FP, but it's a 2v2 match, and Josh wasn't pictured in that thumbnail. And so that has led to a lot of backlash. What do you think about that? Do you think that that's just how YouTube is? That's how it works? Or do you think that George went too far in cutting out Josh Kelley from the thumbnail? Curious to hear what you think. Coming up in the YouTube golf space, Garrett is currently visiting Florida. I mentioned it earlier. He played at Bay Hill. We saw some Instagram stories that show Garrett linking up with the Bob Does Sports guys, and they were out at some island off the coast near Jupiter, not too far away from Jupiter. And it looks like there's a lot of other people there, at least from FP's story. So could we see a video with Corinna, Paige Spiranek, Garrett, and Fat Perez with Bobby Fairways on the call? That could be special. That could be really special. Maybe 9 holes on, GM Golf and 9 holes on Bob Does Sports. You throw in Corinna and Paige, I think the viewers are going to be entertained. that could be really, really special. I want to wrap up this video by shouting out a few comments that I've gotten on the channel recently. I read all the comments. I'm really appreciative for the kind words in the comments and even some of the constructive feedback. I mean, I'm here to learn and get better, and I appreciate that. So shout out George Solomon, who said, Dougie, great content, and I just have to say that I watched all the videos you had mentioned in this video, so it was more of a recap. I'm a subscriber and looking forward to your next video. George Solomon, thank you. I really appreciate that. How about Angel Corrales? I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Awesome video. Love the spoilers. So easy to watch these videos without feeling the need to click off and consume everything. Very relatable and simple. Can't wait for these collabs. There's a shift in the golf space and how media is being consumed. Definitely see this channel taking off in the near future. Also, don't forget about Cole and Mason. Them BustaJack boys are coming. Shout out Angel. Correct. BustaJack is coming. Comment down below. Do you want me to start including BustaJack in these YouTube golf rundowns? They've been mentioned but not covered in depth with the Golf and Old Glory series. Speaking of BustaJack, I will say, since we're on the topic, and I do pay attention to everything in the YouTube golf space, that BustaJack teased on Instagram that they are going to be releasing a Golf and Old Glory documentary that's dropping apparently December 17th. So a lot coming from BustaJack. They're putting out a movie. Golf and Old Glory series has been a fantastic series to watch them travel across the country playing golf. I do read the comments, and I hear you. Let me know, do you want BustaJack to be a mainstay in these videos moving forward? One last comment. I want to shout out and thank Chris Wise for saying, not gonna lie, was never crazy about Ben. He's referring to my Ben Haddon interview video, but always thought his game was great. Watching interviews like this can really change a fan's perspective on a guy, and will definitely be rooting for Ben going forward. Chris, I really appreciate that. That's why I do what I do. Some of these interviews where I talk to folks like Ben Haddon, Brad Dahlke, we have an interview coming up with George Bryan. These videos are meant to go more in depth, talk about these guys off the course, ask questions, get to know about their life, how they think, how they see their game, YouTube, all of that. And it can really change perspectives. So, Chris, I'm really glad to hear that. I'm grateful that Ben took some time to chat with me, and I really think that a lot of people are seeing a different side of Ben Haddon. That being said, I'm Dougie. This is the Golf Clan, your home for YouTube golf news. Hope you appreciate this video. I realize now this hair is a mess. I probably should have been wearing the hat the whole time. But thanks so much for watching this video. If you could go ahead and give a boost to that thumbs up button, that'd be amazing. I would love to hit 1,000 likes in this video. Taking a second and hitting that thumbs up button would allow me to continue making these videos and making more videos and better videos. If you're new to the channel, please also turn that red subscribe button gray. Would love to have you be a subscriber of the channel. That's going to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next episode of YouTube Golf Rundown next week.